going on, guys? The draft is finally over. All right. I didn't want it to be over, but it is. And the Giants had a pretty productive draft. It wasn't a bad draft whatsoever. I know there are some questionable. It was a questionable pick, the first round pick that was kind of the laughing stock. But then I actually think we had the best draft. No, actually, the Washington Redskins had the best draft in the NFC East, but we had a close second. And yeah, the Eagles didn't have a good draft, and the Cowboys didn't have a good draft. Well, their draft was all right, but they've got Ezekiel Elliott. Yes, I think he was a reach at 4. I had him going to the Dolphins at 13, and then in my first mock draft, I had him going 8 to the Philadelphia Eagles. So he is a reach. In my opinion, he's not going to be better than Todd Gurley, I'll tell you that. And Todd Gurley went 10th overall, and people thought that was a bit of a reach. But yeah, definitely Ezekiel Elliott is not that kind of back. He's not, he's not Todd Gurley, I'll tell you that right now. He's gonna be over 1,000 yards this year, I promise you that. But if he stays healthy, of course, which he probably will. But you're gonna get the same production out of these running backs in Dallas because of that offensive line. So the production is not, you could put me back there and I'll rush for over 1,000 yards. So yeah, back on to the Giants. We had a pretty good draft, I'm not gonna lie. Our first pick, 10th overall, was Eli Apple, cornerback out of Ohio State. Now, he wasn't the best corner on the board at the time, but you have to think of the future. In the future, I don't know if Vernon Hargreaves at 5'8" is going to get out of the nickel. I think maybe he's probably in the NFL. He might just be a nickel corner. He is a smaller cornerback. He's smaller in weight as well, so he will get pushed around. So Vernon Hargreaves, unless maybe he grows in the next 2 years or so, maybe. But you gotta imagine the Giants are looking for a future cornerback. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie is 30 years old, and Janoris Jenkins is, he just got signed and whatever. They want a future. They want someone for the future. Eli Apple is a raw cornerback. He's not a bad cornerback. Was he a reach? Yes, I have him going in, the mid-20s in the first round at least. But he's a raw cornerback. He's strong. He's fast. He can get a little touchy. That can be coached up. All right. His physical attributes are there. He's 6'1", I believe. He's, I don't know, a little bit over 200 pounds. He's gonna, he has all the physical attributes. He is a raw corner, though, but all his instincts are there. He does have some poor awareness. He does have trouble tracking the ball, but like I said, that can be coached up. He's just going to have to adjust like every other player in the NFL, making a transition into the NFL. Moving on, so I give that pick a C+, because I kind of wanted Vernon Hargreaves, but I could see where they're going with Eli Apple. But I was if you were going corner anyway, I would say Vernon Hargreaves, but I really wanted Miles Jack. But or Darren Lee. I mean, if you have injury concerns about Miles Jack, go Darren Lee. But they didn't do that. So I give it a C+. Alright. Second, I'm just going down here on my Giants app. I don't even need this thing. I was trying to get the overall pick. The overall pick, and I don't really know the overall picks. Matter of fact, I think it was 40th overall. Second round pick, 40th overall. The New York Giants select Sterling Shepard, wide receiver out of Oklahoma. Man, they hit it on the dime. The funny thing is, at my job, the same day, on draft day, the second day of draft day, Sterling Shepard and his story to college football, to the NFL, was showing, and I was talking with my manager saying, Sterling Shepard, watch the Giants pick him up as an eventual replacement for Victor Cruz, because we need a wide receiver, and I think he'll be a perfect fit in the Giants. And he's like, yeah, sure, okay. He's a Bucs fan. And, we pick right next to each other. And so we were debating on, who our teams are going to pick. And I said Sterling Shepard. And lo and behold, Sterling Shepard wound up being our pick. And this is an amazing pick. He, according to Pro Football Focus, they have him as the best route runner in the whole draft. And Sterling Shepard is just a monster. I mean, he's a steal in the second round. He could have easily went in the first round. You're telling me Nelson Aguilar got drafted in the first round in 2015, and he is not even close to the level of Sterling Shepard. So, definitely, Sterling Shepard was a steal there. And I can't wait to see him on the field. Next, we've got safety Darien Townsend out of Boise State. A lot of people don't know who he is, so they're questioning why did we take him in the third round. You guys don't know. By the way, my favorite team in college football is Boise State. I know it's like all the way in Idaho and stuff like that, but I wasn't really into college football at the time, and I turned on college football and just to try it out because I wanted to get more into football. And Boise State was on, and I just fell in love with their team, and I just started following them ever since. So I know who Darien Townsend is, and I really love. He's just a perfect fit for the Giants. I think I even mentioned it in a draft preview or a free agent preview. When I was doing the New York Giants free agent preview, I was talking about Darien Townsend and how he's a great fit for the Giants, and that's who I want to go after. I thought he would be a second round pick. I think he could be a second round pick, in the late second round, but he wound up falling to the third round, which is okay with me. So, yeah, what does Darien Townsend bring to the table? He is a ball-hawking safety with okay tackling skills, but he is a ball-hawking safety, exactly what we need. We already have the box safety in Landon Collins, the guy who's going to cover the tight end, who needs to work on that, by the way. The guy who's going to cover the tight end and the guy that's going to be in the box stopping the run and occasionally, drop back in a cover two, along with Darien Townsend. But Darien Townsend is that all-around safety. He's going to play in the cover one. He's going to be in the middle, dropping back and moving sideline to sideline. He's going to be the one all the way back in a cover two. He's going to follow all the receivers running longer than Landon Collins, who's going to be staying in the box. So Darien Townsend fits this defense so perfectly. On top of that, if you wanted to blitz him, you could blitz him. I think he would be an all right blitzer. So yeah, I'm really happy with Darien Townsend. Finally, we have some stability in that free safety position, something we haven't had since Stevie Brown. So yeah, we needed that. There was no way that Nat Burhay was going to be the starter or Mikel Thompson, because both of them can't stay healthy. So the best ability is availability. I don't care how good you are. If you're hurt, you ain't playing. So I think Darien Townsend is a perfect fit for the New York Giants. And I'm just trying to find out the overall picks, because I know Sterling Shepard was 40th overall, and Darien Townsend was the 71st overall. Next, in the fourth round pick, B.J. Goodson out of Clemson. Now, I don't know too much about him. I didn't really watch too much of Clemson last year. I know they were like one of the best teams in the league, in the NCAA. But I know their defense is high class. Great players on their defense, and I've been looking at B.J. Goodson, and turns out that he hasn't had a lot of playing time, but he's put up some numbers in that with Clemson. So I think he's gonna fit on the weak side linebacker position. As far as I know, he's not the fastest sideline to sideline linebacker, but as long as we get somebody, I mean, nowadays it doesn't really matter, because nowadays defenses are usually going in the nickel or the dime. It's very, very not common to see a base 4-3 defense because of how the NFL is evolving now, with 3 wide receiver sets, 4 wide receiver sets, so on and so forth. So, as long as you can stop the run, it's a good pick. It's a solid pick, a very safe pick for the Giants in the 4th round. So, yeah, he is NFL Network is calling him a downhill thumper, which is, we need to stop the run. That's something we struggled at. I'm stopping the pass too, but we already have enough secondary players to stop the pass, and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen next year. So he became a full-time starter in his senior year, but he has some struggles in coverage, but he showed good range and limits production after catch in zone. So I guess he doesn't catch very well. But still, it says he has good range. That he shows good range. But I question his ability to be a sideline to sideline linebacker, which is, I mean, not really much of what we need because he's not a middle linebacker. But yeah, I was trying to see if I could pull up some stats, but I know he had like 5 or 6 sacks, something like that, which is not bad. So in the fifth round, in my opinion, it's a steal in the fifth round. Running back Paul Perkins. Let me see what overall he was. Running back Paul Perkins out of UCLA, number 149 overall. He was not even supposed to be on the board in the fifth round. People were talking about him going into the late third round, so fourth round. I mean, he's not the future at running back. I said that when we first drafted him, but I don't think he'll be the future of running back. I think he'll be a good change of pace kind of back. He's not very fast. He does go down kind of easily, but Pro Football Focus rated him as the most elusive running back in this draft class. So we already have enough bruiser backs like Rashad Jennings, Andre Williams, Orleans Darkwa. They're all power backs. Paul Perkins could be a little change of pace back. Something like a Shane Vereen or something like that. So not that he's gonna catch much passes, but I think we could use an elusive running back more than a power guy. So defenses have to game plan in a different way as they would, all the other power backs we have on our team. So Paul Perkins is a solid pick in the fifth round. I'm very happy with it. Oh, by the way, let me give my quick grade. So I gave Eli Apple a C plus. We'll deal with it. He's going to be a great nickel corner. That's where he's going. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, number 1. Janoris Jenkins, number 2. Depends who wins that battle. I think there's going to be competition there. And then Eli Apple is going to be the starting number 3 nickel corner. And he's going to get a lot of playing time because, like I said, offenses usually go into nickel or dime this time around. So, yeah. The Sterling Shepard pick, A plus. It was A plus for me. There wasn't really any players on the board that was going to make a big difference for us in the second round. So I think he was the best player at the board, at that position. So overall, he was the best player on the board. So I think you should take him right there. Darien Townsend, I give that an A. I give it an A because he is a good pick. Could there have been somebody else that we could have gotten? Maybe an offensive lineman, maybe try to get a tackle. I didn't really know who was there at tackle. We could have picked up a tackle to fill in for that right tackle, but I think Darien Townsend could have been addressed there, so I'll give that an A. B.J. Goodson, I give that a solid B plus. It was a solid pick to just linebacker now. Matter of fact, I'll give it an A, and I'll give it an A because I don't want to seem biased and give it A. I just think it was a very good draft, so I don't want to be biased. I'll just give it an A. I don't care what you guys say. I'll give it an A. Paul Perkins, I'll give a B plus because running back isn't really a huge need right now, but it was a great pick, and yeah, so on and so forth. But we do have a lot of running backs on this roster. So somebody's gonna get cut. I'm gonna feel very bad for anybody. I don't really think we have a need for Shane Vereen anymore. I know it sucks to say that. He's such a good player, but we're just not using him, and I just can't figure out a way how they're going to use him because, I don't know, they just don't give him the ball as much as they should. And we already have a lot of running backs as it is, so, it's not like he's there to take any carries, you know what I mean? So, yeah. The last pick of the draft, tight end Jerrell Adams, I'll give this an A. Because I really like this pick. Because, look, there's not much talent in the 6th round anyway. And could we have picked up a offensive lineman just to try it out? We could have. But in the 7th round, we picked up Bobby Hart last year. And he's going to be competing for the right tackle job this year, along with Marshall Newhouse. And do you really want to get another late round pick and just, fill in a roster spot there? I don't think you could go there. So I'll give that an A minus to Jerrell Adams, tight end out of South Carolina State. He was, according to Pro Football Focus, he was the second tight end rated on their board. So to get him in the 6th round, 184th overall, is a steal to me. Now, does he lack route running ability? Yes, but what tight end really has route running ability? Not much in this league. They kind of just, run, a similar route or whatever, just run something, and they wind up catching the ball because they're big bodied, they got big hands, they're very strong. So, he's not the best pass catching tight end, but he's very good in the run game, which is what we need, what we've been looking for quite a long time. If you guys been following the Giants, the Giants have been looking for a run blocking tight end for about 2 or 3 years now. We haven't been the best run blocking tight end since then. During those 2 or 3 years was Daniel Fells. As you guys know, he has something in his foot, nearly got it amputated, so he won't be playing anymore. Okay, sadly, but Jerrell Adams. So I think he's going to be a great run blocking tight end for us. He's going to come in during those, those tough third downs, those first downs where we just want to run the ball. So yeah, I think he'll be a great fit, and he could catch the ball. In my opinion, I think Will Tye should be the starter. Larry Donnell, I don't know. They're going to have to compete because I think Will Tye is such a fast tight end. He's not going to be able to pass protect. Larry Donnell can't pass protect either. So I don't know who's going to be the pass protecting tight end when the tight end is just there to pass protect. But they'll figure it out. So yeah, Jerrell Adams, A minus in my opinion. So yeah, that's it. The 2016 NFL draft class, definitely the best draft class in quite a while that we've seen. Last year's draft class, the first 3 picks were alright. Everything else was garbage. Jeremy Davis, Mikel Thompson. Oh, I'm just getting disgusted thinking about it. They weren't even projected to even be drafted. And Mikel Thompson was taken in the 5th round. So, yeah, I'm not happy about last year's draft. The draft before that, where we took Odell was the highlight of that draft, and that was it. Then the draft before that, Justin Pugh? Come on. So, Justin Pugh, and then who else, So, there was, Jonathan Hankins was taken before. I can't remember. But, yeah, Jonathan Hankins, I believe, was taken in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, definitely one of the better drafts we've had. I can't wait to see what's going to happen preseason. In my opinion, I do not want to play my rookies in preseason too much. I know that philosophy is kind of weird because you want to get your players, feet in the water, but too many injuries happen to the Giants during preseason. That's the reason why we had such a bad secondary last year. So preseason, I really don't want my rookies playing too much. So that's all I got, guys. I'll see you, I don't know. Oh, I'll see you when the training camp roster comes out, the final training camp roster after OTAs, and I'll go over the training camp roster and project who's going to make the team, who's not, who's going to make the practice squad, so on and so forth. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.